Hi guys, what's up? It's your girl Karen, aka cakedbybabyk, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going through everything that I tried out in the month of October, so that ranges from makeup, skincare, hair care, body care, all the cares. Let's start off with makeup because that is the heftiest category. No matter what the day, I always start out my makeup routine with a clear brow gel, so I was super excited to try this. This is the brow laminating gel from e.l.f. It has that milky, almost white color to it, but then it dries down clear. I'm always hesitant when I see brow gels with this formula because usually it gets gunky on me. I do really like how it comes with a double-sided brush, so we have bristles on one end and then this end is more of a comb. And unfortunately, that's the only thing that I like about this brow gel. It does not have enough hold for me. I've said it time and time again, I have very stubborn brow hairs. They grow out and down, so I need a strong hold eyebrow gel. And even with the strongest brow gels I've tried, I need a minimum of 2 coats. So when I tried to do 2 coats with this, it got really gunky and gross. If you are looking for a clear lamination brow gel, I highly recommend the Maybelline Super Lock. This is the best clear brow gel that I have found at the drugstore. The e.l.f. one is $8 and then this one is $11, so shell out the extra $3 because this one is eons better than the e.l.f. one. If you watch a lot of my videos, you know that I ride really hard for the Rare Beauty brow gel, and this is a drugstore dupe. I actually use them both pretty interchangeably, so that should just tell you how good I think this is. There's only like 3 or 4 brow gels on the planet that I will willingly use, and this is one of them. Let's talk about primers next. I tried 2 in the month of October. The first one is the One Size Oil Sucker Extreme Mattifying Alkaline Primer. If you watch my videos consistently, you'll know that I have an oily combination skin type, with the T-zone being the oiliest part of my face, and I love concentrating this in my T-zone. You guys are probably tired of hearing me say this, but I've done so many wedding makeup trials on myself, and I've recently incorporated this primer into the routine, and it keeps my T-zone in check. Now, as good as this is, there is a little bit of a learning curve to it. You have to use it in a very specific way, so I'm going to show you right now. Ah, that came out really fast. That's what she said. Now, even though this looks like not a huge amount, this is actually more than the amount I would actually use on my face. So for best results, you're supposed to take it in your fingers, warm it up a little bit, and then pat into the areas that produce the most oil. Obviously not gonna do it now because I have makeup on already, but it gets to the point where it actually feels a little bit tight and dry on my T-zone. After you pat it in, you wait 3 minutes for it to dry down, and then you can go in with your other complexion products. You may experience a little bit of a white cast in the areas where you apply, but not to worry, that doesn't disrupt anything else of your makeup routine. Usually when products are finicky like this and they have very specific instructions, I don't like to bother with using them or incorporating them into my routine because I truly don't see it being worth it if it's that much effort. However, this one is definitely worth it. She keeps my T-zone in check. There is a noticeable difference between when I use this versus when I don't. So if you are an oil slick like me, definitely check this out. Now for my second primer, I have the Milk Hydro Grip and Glow Primer. She is a glow version of the iconic Hydro Grip primer that everyone loves. I feel kind of indifferent about that primer, actually. Like, I don't hate it, I don't love it. In my TikTok, I did compare the two, and I've used this quite a few times since I've received it. This is the glow that it gives on the back of my hand, at least. You can kind of tell it's a little bit streaky. You really have to work it in to get an even glow, in my opinion. I found that 1 pump was not enough glowiness for my face, and when I did 2 pumps, it started to pill. Just not a good time, so I would not recommend this. Let's talk about complexion next. I tried 3 products in the month of October. Let's start with the One Size foundation because this was having such a viral moment when it first came out. I did do a wear test, and I have yet to edit and post that because, I don't know, I feel like the moment has just kind of passed for me to post about it because I feel like us as a beauty community has moved on already. But let me know if you guys still want me to post it. This is a full coverage type of girl. I blended it out on the back of my hand and I just realized that that doesn't really show you anything. I have a stupid little tattoo of a smiley face that I love, so I'm gonna use this foundation to cover it up. She's gone. Nowhere to be found. I'm not tattooed anymore. To be completely honest, I only used this a few times and it's been a while since the last time that I used it, so I don't really feel confident giving a formal rating right now. I definitely want to try it a few more times. Maybe I'll do a brand new wear test if anyone is interested, and I also want to try it with the Oil Sucker primer, so let me know if that's something that you're interested in. Are people still interested in this foundation? Like, are people looking up your tests and results for this foundation. Either way, let me know. I didn't feel any sort of strong disgust or hate towards this product, so I'm open to trying it again. It's not a bad product by any means. But right now the details are a little bit fuzzy because I did use this at the beginning of the month. The jury is still out. For concealer, I finally tried the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. I'm not the biggest fan of the Giorgio Armani foundation, so I don't know why I just equated this one to be bad as well. But actually this one could not be more different. The Luminous Silk Foundation, I feel like it's so heavy, and this one is pretty lightweight. Really like the applicator. It's curved more on one side and then it has a flat edge on this side. This is definitely a more light to medium coverage concealer. It is buildable and I would recommend it for the no makeup days. Again, let me show it on my tattoo. She's covered up, but barely. I do like the finish. It leans more natural more than anything, but after I tried it the first few times, I didn't find myself reaching back towards it. So right now I'm just kind of indifferent towards it. However, I will say I don't think that this is the best shade match for me. This is 5.75. I feel like it's more neutral and I lean more towards the warm and olive undertones, so maybe I'll pick up a different shade and maybe it'll be better then. Okay, last for the complexion is the Makeup Forever loose powder. I originally thought that they just reformulated their old powder, but this is a new line that they came out with. This is the HD Shine Controlling and Blurring Setting Powder. The other one that I've tried is the Ultra HD Micro Finishing loose powder. Now, it has been a while since I've tried the other one, but I'm pretty sure I'm indifferent about it given that I don't remember anything super bad or super good. This one, however, I don't like her. The upside though, she comes with a little puff, and I really like the component how you can twist it to where the holes are so it's less messy. But when it comes down to the actual powder, this is so dusty and chalky and drying. I gave this 2 chances and I thought that was pretty generous given the first time I tried it, I already hated it. The second that I applied it onto my under eyes, I felt so dry. I felt like SpongeBob in the SpongeBob movie when he and Patrick are just drying out. My under eyes were like water. It emphasized so much of my texture, my fine lines underneath my eyes. It just, I had like a visceral reaction when I tried this for the first time. And even after that, I was nice enough to give her a second chance. I used a different concealer. I used a different foundation. I used different skin prep. I used different setting sprays on top. I tried to make it work. Okay, she did not work for me. Now granted, I have pretty normal under eyes. They're not super oily. They're not super dry. So take this with a grain of salt, but out of all of the products that I'm going to mention today, I think I hate her the most. And the last 2 items I have for the makeup category have to do with the lashes. So I bought these Be Blinky lash clusters at Target. As you can see, I've used so many of the clusters already. This was, I believe, $9 for 72 pieces. I've mentioned this before, but I used to be such a Kiss Falscara stan, and then they blew up. I believe they started mass producing, and then the quality just went down the rabbit hole. With these ones, yeah, you can get the occasional fiber that kind of rips out, but that happens with any other drugstore lash cluster that I've tried. The band is so thin, which makes it so much easier to apply because these go on underneath your natural lashes. They don't sit on top of the lash like a regular strip lash. So the fact that it has such a thin band, it just makes it 10 times easier to apply. I'm still just so gagged at the fact that this is so cheap for 72 pieces because the Falscara and even the Ardell lash clusters, they can get pretty pricey. This was such a random find at Target. It wasn't even on an end cap. It was end cap adjacent. So I'm in the aisle here. The end cap is here facing that away. And on the side of the end cap, I saw these clusters. So it didn't even have its own dedicated unit. It was just hanging there. They don't seem to have any Instagram or social media presence, but these are the Be Blinky lash clusters and I love them. We'll definitely be buying more, and I love the fact that it comes in a hard case. Like, that is just so unheard of. And the last makeup item I tried in October was the Milk Kush High Roll Tubing Mascara. I don't have it in my hands because I don't know where I put it, because I hate it. Now, if you know me, you know that tubing mascaras are my absolute shit. I prefer them over any other mascara. I have the Thrive Cosmetics tubing mascara on right now, and it holds a curl, okay? She's tiny, But for me and my Asian lashes, that's something. That is a whole lot of something. Historically, I do not like Milk's mascaras because they tend to flake and smudge everywhere, but I had different expectations for this one because it is a tubing mascara. It is very rare that I try a tubing mascara and I don't like it, okay? But never say never, because I hated this one. I'm gonna insert a photo of how my face looked at the end of the day. It was still flaking, which I truly do not understand because most tubing mascaras, actually not even most, all the tubing mascaras that I've tried, they never flake on me. And I know I'm being dramatic, but I just cannot fathom why this one flaked on me. Even when I was applying it at the beginning of the day, I was trying to comb through my lashes and it would just kind of peel off and be gummy. Almost. It was weird. I've never tried a tubing mascara like it, and I don't ever want to use it again. Hence why I've probably banished her in my land of makeup products that is my studio. I cannot for the life of me find her. I looked for like 20 minutes before I started filming this video. But I'm gonna stop talking about her. Let's move on to skincare because that is another hefty category that I filled out during the month of October. Let's talk about double cleansing because y'all know I'm a double cleansing stan. I love me a balm, an oil jelly, anything to help melt the stuff that I've plastered onto my face the same morning. This month I tried the Fig Micellar Oil Cleanser, and usually I have pretty low expectations when it comes to cleansing oils, cleansing balms, anything that is meant for a first cleanse. I'm usually not super picky. However, with this one, she is not my favorite. I was very much intrigued at the beginning because it says Micellar Oil Cleanser, and that's just something I have not seen or tried yet. So I think I had my hopes just a little bit too high. Let's talk about the consistency of this oil first. Now, it's not thin, but it's not thick either. Like, it has some viscosity, but it's not runny like other cleansing oils that I've tried. When I think of a runny cleansing oil, I think of the Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse or the Peach and Lily Ginger Melt Cleanser. This one is just a little bit thicker than those. And this is me being super picky, but I don't think that the pump that they chose is conducive with the consistency of this product because I have to pump maybe 5 to 7 times every time I use this. Each pump is only a tiny bit, and with me, y'all know I wear a lot of makeup. I've been doing a lot of wedding makeup trials, so I need something that is a little bit more powerful than what 1 to 2 pumps of this would give me. Again, I use 5 to 7, and sometimes I feel like that's not even enough. She also smells kind of stale, and when I'm using it to cleanse whatever lip product that I have on, I can kind of taste it. So right now I'm gonna continue to use her. She's not bad by any means, but I don't love her as a first cleanse. So I most likely will be finishing her, but I can just already tell I'm not gonna want to start another one of her. Now for a second cleanse, I've been recently using the Dew Baptism Foaming Face Wash. They came out with 2 different ones, one with fragrance and one without. This one is the one without fragrance. Love how it comes in a pump. I love how you can lock the pump. I just recommended a few Dew products in my Sephora sale recommendations videos. Go check that out if you have not already. Hopefully the sale is still going on by the time that I upload this. The way that this lathers, and actually the way that this smells, even though it's fragrance free, it reminds me of the Peach and Lily Gentle Face Cleanser. I would say the consistency of this one is a little bit more smooth than the Peach and Lily one. The Peach and Lily one retails for $29 and is 100 milliliters. This one retails for $34 and is 200 milliliters, so do the math. $5 more for double the product. Right now I really like her. I probably will finish this, but she still does not beat my tried and true The Glow Recipe Avocado Face Wash. I think it'll be a cold day in hell when that face wash is knocked out of my top spot for face washes. Let's talk about a serum next. I have the Crave Beauty Oil La La Serum. Everyone raves about this serum, so I was really excited to try it. However, my first impression was not the prettiest thing. Not the prettiest thing. Since it has a more thin consistency, when I first started pumping it, I was only pumping the separation out, and it took me a few tries to actually get to the good part of the serum. Now, this is an oil serum for breakouts, which seems counterintuitive to a lot of people, I know, but I've heard so many people talk about how this has helped their acne. Granted, I don't get a ton of acne, so I don't think I'm the target demographic for this necessarily, but I still wanted to try it out to see how it feels on my skin. For me, it is a little bit heavy feeling. It's interesting. It has a very thin formula, but it is very, very hydrating. So I'm curious to see how my skin's going to like this when it gets even colder, because just now it's starting to get a little bit chilly at night in California. insomnia, the jury is still out. Next, I have not one, not two, but 3 SPF sticks. 2 of them are from Supergoop, and then 1 of them is from Glow Recipe. Let's talk about the Supergoop ones first. I'm gonna start with the Unseen sunscreen stick. Now, I've actually been using these quite a lot in the month of October, and I gravitate more towards the Unseen sunscreen stick. If you've tried the OG formula of the Unseen sunscreen, the one that comes in a tube, you'll know that it has that slippy silicone feel. This one I would say is a little bit different. It's not as thick, obviously, because it's a stick, and it's not as mattifying as the OG formula. Really been loving this on no makeup days. I'll just throw this in my purse and it makes it super easy to reapply. I also love applying this on my hands whenever I'm driving, because people always neglect the hands when it comes to SPF protection. But when you're driving, that sun is hitting your hands, and your hands are gonna give away your age when you're older. Everyone's worrying about the face, worrying about the neck when it comes to SPF and retinols and actives and wrinkle protection. The hands, don't neglect the hands, because they're gonna be a dead giveaway when you're 80 and your face looks like you're 60, but your hands look like they're 80. This one is SPF 40, which is less than the glow stick, which is SPF 50. Let's talk about this one real quick. Now that we're heading into the colder months, I'm curious to see how my skin likes this one, but obviously this one glides a little bit more because it is a more glowy SPF stick. Supergoop also has a mineral SPF stick as well, but I have yet to try that one. It's sitting in my to try pile right now. Another one that I did try in the month of October was the Glow Recipe one. Gonna apply the Glow Recipe SPF on this hand so you guys can compare with the Supergoop one. I would say Supergoop is a little bit glowier than the Glow Recipe one, ironically. Now, these both retail for $30, but the Glow Recipe one is SPF 45 and the Supergoop is SPF 50. Glow Recipe is 0.58 ounces and then the Supergoop one is 0.70 ounces. So, given all that information, I'm gonna say if you had to choose between these 2 very similar feeling SPF sticks, go with the Supergoop one. And last in the skincare category, we have this moisturizer from Lawless. This is their Forget the Filler Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Perfecting Cream. Now, you guys know I'm pretty indifferent when it comes to moisturizers because it's a very hard category to impress me on. However, with this one, I love how this one feels. It's like a gel cream type of situation. I would say it's more suitable for the oily combination skin types. It's not overly dewy, but it does give a very healthy glow and it doesn't feel heavy on the face at all. Whoa, why does it look like that color on the camera? This is actually pretty pink in person. I don't know why it's looking white in my camera, but you guys can tell I've used a pretty solid amount of this. Now moving on to body care, I only have 2 items. So the first one is the by Rosie Jane Everyday Body Milk. To me, this smells like lemon verbena. It smells like lemon zest, lemon peel. As you can see, I've used about this much. I'm really liking it so far. I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish this at some point. Even me with an oily skin type, I feel like this is not enough hydration for my body because my body actually gets a lot more drier than my face. So if you have a more dry skin type, especially on your body, I would probably stay away from this, but overall I am liking this. I'll probably use this up. I feel like the body milks are trending right now, the face milks, all the milks except for cow milk. So far, really liking this, but now again, as we approach the winter months, I think I'm gonna have to pivot a little bit because it's not enough hydration for me. Now, don't laugh at me for this next one because I'm getting a little bit vulnerable with y'all, okay? This is one of my biggest insecurities and one of the things I'm most self-conscious about, but that is my body odor. Okay, I'm not one of those Asians that got the lucky gene of not smelling. Okay, your girl stinks. Okay, and I know that's an exaggeration in my mind because I've talked to so many people and they're like, you smell fine. Like, I don't smell anything coming from you. But I just get paranoid. Okay, I get paranoid. I'm a stinky and smelly bee. I've accepted it. And I just recently did an empties video where I talked about a deodorant that I used up from Dove and it just was not it. It was not it. It would crap out, I think, probably in the mid-afternoon, and then I would start smelling. So I switched over to this Secret Clinical deodorant. This one is a gel, which I historically have not used, but I'm really liking it so far. I'll apply this at night after I shower, and then I'll also apply it in the morning, and that usually keeps my BO at bay. So if you're also a sweaty and smelly bee, maybe maybe try this one out because I definitely will be repurchasing once I run out of this. And the last category we're talking about is hair. I only have 3 items. First, let's talk about this leave-in conditioner. This one is from Gisou. It's their honey infused leave-in conditioner. I'm kind of whatever about her. I've been trying to make it a point to use her a little bit more and not use what is in my current routine. I don't know, there's just something about the Gisou products that smells so stale to me, and it's really, really off-putting. That's not to say that this is a bad product because I do like how it makes my hair feel in the morning, but it's not revolutionary to me. It's not ultra soft. I have other products that do the same thing. At this point, I just feel like a Gisou hater because I absolutely hate their lip oils and I'm not loving this one either. She's not bad, but she's not like a wowie kazowie type of product. But what is a wowie kazowie type of product is the Kerastase hair oil. I have a mini and I've used that much of her because a little bit goes a long way. Now, Kerastase is a pretty pricey hair brand. I actually wanted to put this in my Sephora sale hair recommendations video, but I already had so many oils in that video and I had just started using this, so I didn't feel comfortable putting a product that I just started using in my recommendations video. But let it be known, I have really been liking this. I'm going to continue to use it. I can use it on my wet hair after I shower, or I can use it on dry hair as a finisher to bring back some life and shine. I actually have been using this in between hair washes because my hair will get like really gross and brittle at the ends, especially if I go 3 or 4 days without washing it. So this is just a nice reviving oil. And last but not least, I have the Day styling wand. Now this one was having its viral moment for a bit, and I don't know why, because I don't like her. First of all, let's talk about this freaking wand, okay? What product are you distributing on this freaking wand? Like, it's so big and the bristles are so long that it doesn't really hold much of the product. This is just kind of useless. I'd rather just use my hands. Not to mention, this is the exact same as the Day Styling Cream that just comes in a squeezy tube, so you don't need this if you have the styling cream, okay? Just use your fingers because the wand is virtually kind of useless. Save your monies. Those are the products that I've tried in October. I'm sure you're gonna see some of these products be in future empties videos, especially when it comes to the skincare and the body care. Let me know if I should keep doing these videos here on YouTube. I usually tend to do these over on TikTok, but I just started yapping so much that it just got a little bit out of hand. It was a little bit long for TikToks. Let me know if I should keep doing these every month. I actually had a lot of fun yapping about products, as I always do. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all the good, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!